Hey, hey. I'm gonna make this real quick. So I'm working on graphics for my brands, two of the brands, one for Nayana Birthing and for me as a whole. And I'm not sure whether I'll be sticking with Jada Kisses or just truly incorporating my name, but working on moving forward. So 3 simple tips to help with procrastination and brand image. So procrastination, first of all, if you have time to sit around and waste and do nothing, that's a luxury. Like, with the type of goals that I don't have time to sit around and wait for shit to get done. Some stuff I have to actually make move myself. So I set reminders and goals up to at least 2-3 months in advance to make sure I'm still hitting goals and staying on track, because sometimes life will give you all kinds of things that will keep you from moving forward. Like, it's easy to find bullshit to get into, so I have to set time reminders and block out what it is that I'm doing so I can stay on track and stay focused, especially during the holiday season. Like, there's a party every weekend, there's some type of something going on, and for 2019, I really want to be super focused on what it is that I'm doing. So the time reminders, the Pomodoro tomato is another thing that I use to help with time management. I'll set a task for like 2 hours, and then in that 2 hours, I'll actually block out working on color schemes for someone's logos and headers, which for Nayana Birthing, I haven't done any of these things. So as I'm doing it for myself, I'm also creating logos and headers and email posters and stuff like that for other brands too. So it gives me a chance to focus on what I'm doing. Tip number 2 is remove obstacles by eliminating your excuses. I am queen of coming up with reasons why I don't do something, or finding things that I can do to waste my time. Like, I'm queen of finding those things. So I have to actually stay on task with my goals by eliminating certain stuff while I'm working and writing and creating. And don't get me wrong, stuff does pop up, and that's life, but some stuff just not worth the headache of dealing with when you're trying to do something better and you're trying to build something a little bit bigger. Hey, Camille. Final tip is to change directions. Like, a lot more people I see starting businesses and brands, and the only thing that they really, really had to do was just change their mind about how much they wanted to make. Like, when you really start understanding you are in control of how much you bring in, there is no way you could ever beat me working for myself. What's up, Reverend? Hey. But I'm queen of start it yourself. T-shirts, locks, eyelashes. Like, I was in here snatching my Fu Manchu. So for the females that get mustaches, I feel you, girl. But I was in here trying to figure out how to thread my eyebrows and thread my facial hair up in here, tearing my lip up. But I figured it out, and I'm like, hey, it's about 50 things I know how to do that I'm actually licensed to do that I have been not doing because I was waiting for the right yes. I was waiting for the right time to do it. I was waiting for the right people. And every time, girl, I tore my lip up. But look, smooth as a baby ass right now, though, boy. Woo. Now look, when it comes to threading my eyebrows, I don't know if you've ever had your eyebrows thread, but they take like a thread that you use for your hair and just move the thread along your eyebrows. This for me is worse than actually having it waxed, but it's a lot cleaner. So I'll be in that chair hollering like a bitch. Every time. But I like how it comes out because my eyebrows be, yeah. So making sure that hey Antoinette, making sure that when I get ready to create, like, I'm working on a collection for next year, and that's not an easy feat. Like, being able to design my own clothes, hey Chris, and being able to be in control of my time and be able to take care of my children how I want to, like, that made a difference for me. And I get a lot of cool offers to go and work for other companies, but it would mean that I wouldn't be able to see my family, or I wouldn't even be at home, or I'm so daggone tired, I don't have time to do nothing but enjoy making money for somebody else, and I don't understand that. So I'm changing directions, and it's not easy creating your own thing. You're going to be tired sometimes. You're not going to understand why you're doing it. Like, it's easy for me to stop what I'm doing right now and go and put in a corporate application to work in somewhere in management and take over a part of Walmart's little social media department. Why? Because they hiring. Walmart is always hiring. You know, there's always somebody who will hire you and pay you less than what you deserve for your brand. So I'm learning to write down my journey, and by creating masterminds, hey Marty, hey Steve, and by creating my own content, creating my own classes, courses, ebooks, patterns. Like one girl told me she would buy my patterns, and I was like, and don't get me wrong, I know that people, sell patterns at Joann's, but it never really crossed my mind to sell patterns. And the girl was like $20 a whop. I was like, wait, you want $20 for a pattern? But it never really crossed me that everything I do is valuable. And once I started like letting go of who I was, I started saying, I stopped valuing what I do. And now I'm in a space where all I want to do is create stuff that I can wear myself. I don't even want to create clothes for other people. I really want to create a collection that I would like wearing. So that's what I'm doing. I have a whole bunch of stuff. So I am in love with like samba costumes. Sometimes when I'm a different person at night, I go to the chichi bars and stuff, and I'm a samba dancer. But I've never did a wire bra before, but for the last couple of days, I've been working on just wire bras. Wire bras can go anywhere from $300 to $500, and the hardest part for me was like getting out of my head enough to stop procrastinating and do it. Like typically I help 1 million people solve their issues, but when it would come to my personal things, like me putting out a collection or me changing out products or just me, period. I hate change. Like that, all that comes down to I hate change. And when I have it in my mind that I'm gonna do something, it really have to be a real strong reason for me not to accomplish that thing. So now I'm letting go of the things that no longer serve me. And that's mostly the things that I have in my head about why I can't get something done. Like the holidays is always rough for me, but what I would normally do is work until I'm exhausted. But now I'm in a space where I have the freedom to create how I want to. And I have the freedom to have a certain amount of people around me that are always pushing me forward, always like, hey, do you need anything type people, as opposed to, hey, let me have your last $5 type people. That was a big change for me, even to be okay with moving to another level and having to say, sometimes I'm going to have to leave people behind. And that's the hardest part about all of this. Like I wanted to bring everybody with me, right? No matter what business or whatever company, especially when I started working for myself, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have this person work in this department and I'm gonna pay them $10 an hour because I know that they ain't made no more than $7. Like, I had that approach to hiring people, and it wasn't the right time because they couldn't see working for someone and all they did was cut patterns. And now it's like, if you aren't an entrepreneur, if you don't know how to create logos or create blog posts, if you don't know how to do any of those things, there's free tools. There are all kinds of things out here. All you need is a skill set. I just happen to have accumulated a few. Like, I may not have been samba champion, but I dance enough to be able to teach class. And I was like, you know what? Everything I touch is gold. And I know it. I'm grateful. Truly, like the simple stuff that we take for granted, having your t-shirts made, having your hair wraps done, having your hair together, like our just keeping ourselves together is $1 trillion business. And even if you don't want to be a dirty salesperson, you can still serve people in a way that's beneficial for you and the community. Like, that's all I want. Period. Anything outside of that, I only have a short little amount of patience for nonsense, and I'm working on it. Like, man, I'm working on it, because it's a different thing when you want to do different stuff with different people and they're not ready to do those things in business specifically. Like, when you don't bring who you are to the table as an entrepreneur, as a creative, as a light being, when you don't bring that to business, you are already out the game wrong. And there are a lot of people that they talk about being whole and holistic and spiritual, but they walk don't match. We all fuck up, don't get me wrong. By no means am I saying I'm perfect. We all have our days where it's just not it. But we so selfish to think that people have to be there in your corner to support you. They don't have to be there. Like, if you have one person in your corner that supports your brand, cool. But the best person, most important person is you. Like, it's so many people who don't believe in their brand, but they go out and they want other people to support their brands. I'm my first customer. So if it does not work for me, then it won't work. Because that's who I create for. I create for people who are exactly like me. And I show people how to take their talents and skills and just the stuff that we go through on a day-to-day basis and turn it into something that makes generational wealth. Period. I believe in attraction marketing. I believe in your words and using word sound power to bring about the things that we need. Like, there's no reason for people to struggle. So all this week, I will be dropping tips, tools, and resources on stuff that I'm learning as I'm building my own course for the weekend. So today, if you are needing a domain name for your website, for your blogs, GoDaddy had a special last month. Hey, cuz, but the special last month was $1.99 or $2.99 or something like that. I totally missed out on that, and now I am back to paying regular price. So GoDaddy's price for a domain name and the privacy registration, I want to say is $20 for the first 2 years. So that's the domain name for your business and the privacy setting. And also, yourdomainname.com was another one that I looked up on looking, because as I'm creating logos this week, I was needing to lock down a couple of domain names. And so for your domain names, you want to do a domain name for yourself in your name and your children, if you have children. If you lock down the domain name for you and your seeds, when they get older and as you've been taking care of this, you can either have it and give it to them, or if they don't want it, you can actually sell it. And people who park on domain names, sometimes people pay upwards of $23,000 for specific domain names because it ranks high. It's in SEO, and it's one of they make lists based off of how popular your SEO is on your websites, how popular your wording and things. Yeah, man, it's more to creating your business than just sticking your name on something. So if you have questions about creating your logos, drop them below, and I will be specifically focusing on creating graphics and making professional graphics this week. But for myself, I'm working on logos. So while I'm doing it, ask questions. Or if you have tips, drop those too, because we all in this together. So I will be sending out newsletters 3 times a week to drop when the classes start and what I'm working on and the tips and things from the day. And I also will drop a poll in there to kind of see what you guys are wanting from this class. Like, do you just want to learn how to create ebooks? Do you want to learn how to create screen print images? Like, each week I think I'm going to focus on one thing, and what I'm working on, I'll record and just send out the replay. I don't know, but working on it one day at a time. So I hope that you are creating content up until the new year. The more you create for yourself, you open doors, and you can't complain about what life gives you if you are just laying down and allowing life to happen. Like, you have to actually actively plan out your life step by step and word by word. Like, life is a game, but it is also strategy and how you playing this thing and how you showing up. What lessons are you learning about being in business? What lessons are you learning about being an entrepreneur who are here to help other people? Like, when you combine your passion, your profit, and your purpose, it makes sense. Like, it's not a job once you understand why you're here. So, till next time, guys. Peace.